So now if you look at the Apple, it is improving, but it is heading southeast. It's right here. Okay, so technically we need an improving or a lagging quadrant that is heading toward the northeast, right? Because we wanted to go if the rotation forms, we need to move like this, right? So it's okay because it is still nice. We'll see. I mean, how many more days that is going to take that if Apple can go like this, so which we will watch every day. Um, the point is that here's a 52, where's Apple right there? 52 weeks high, 260, 52 weeks low, 169, 214. That's the midpoint. Okay. So right now the stock is sitting at 201, right? So from 201, so anytime when because you have to look, we're looking for the stocks either like we're in a stock, we're looking for a stock to make a new 52 weeks high. If the stock makes a 52 weeks low or high, okay, if the stock will pull back, oh, eventually, and if the stock bottoms out, whatever it finds support, when it makes a mean reversion, it's going to come right back to this price. Now, this 214 print is going to put you right at that 200 EMA as well. So this is the wall for Apple to break, to show more strength to the upside. So you watch this print, okay? I know this that Apple from 201 will make a move back to 214. But when and how soon, that's the challenge, you know? So if I buy shares and if I chase this print, I can just sit and just wait for it. And if I put myself into a time, well, then that's the challenge because stock can just go sideways or lower. And that's where you're just wasting time, So that's the you have to, well, the same time, well, not everybody can buy shares. So everybody's looking for either long dated leaps or something. But a long dated spread that will can definitely can help, because you're just not putting yourself into this 2, 3 months window. You just basically just buy time and cut the cost and just make the spread and let the thing work. So I mean, it's Apple is Apple. We all know that. There's no denial there. So if you like whenever like Amazon, like if you go to Amazon, like right now is a 209. You see the midpoint 197. So if you just look at the prices, is 166, midpoint is 173. So this 173-ish number right there, you have to watch this number. Okay? Just watch this number. So this 168, now you have the 200 EMAs of 168. So Google yesterday closed below the 200 EMA yesterday. So there was a false daily close now. So it's just not a very good sign, but we'll see what happened on Monday or Tuesday. So we need to watch a couple more daily bars. We don't want too many. I mean, if one close is okay, there's many times that the market closes below 200 and moving average, and everybody's like, "Oh, market is closed below the 200," and this is like a fully bearish sign for a stock. But if you the price can just bounce right back up because 200 is a pretty strong moving average, and this is usually doesn't just break that easily, to the downside or to the upside. So I would say like 170-ish, like 170, give or take, 1 or 2 point really doesn't make a difference. 170, I would say, like, is the price that I would watch here. Basically, this zone right there, 164 to 168. That's why I highlighted this, you know. So now if the price does manage to make a move lower, so then meaning that now the price is basically move pushing pushing lower below the 200 EMA, and then when we have these potential our retracements are down here. So either or, it's just a matter of like it has it has some time. This is always like this when you have a five completed waves. You just have to get a you're gonna have to have a counter trend move. It's gonna happen. It happens every single time. It's just the way Elliott is just that's there's a lot of good things about Elliott, when it comes to five completed waves that will tell like basically it it gives you the heads up like okay, he should be ready for a counter trend move, after completing five waves. So there's nothing new to it. So it's just a matter of like how long time where we can find some where the price will find support, and then we can just go a little more deeper into retracements and just throw some time and stuff and see that might come into a play, and just try to find something from there. So if you like yesterday I looked at this. Now this is a very clean wave count if you would ask me. Such a clean wave count. I mean, just here we have a truncation here, big huge pop here in wave one, down in two, up in three. Okay. Now if we take the three versus one, which is a 161.8 at 530, all-time high is at 540, and 200% is at 557. So now if we have this green three, okay, now green three, we need to have five smaller waves to complete the one higher degree, which is green three. So now we'll go from here. So we have five up, three down, right? Same thing, five up and a counter trend and two down, 23.6% retracement, shallow retracement. This is an expanded flat. Then you had another five-way move up, triple combination down here, retrace to 50% from this high to this low. Like, look at this, almost to the penny. Then from here, you got this third wave, third of a third breakout to the upside. Now you can see this massive acceleration gaps here, to the upside, and that's when the third goes. There's no pullbacks here. It rips. Here you got a counter trend move down in four, okay, right at the 38.2, which is almost a 504 to the penny, as you see. And then from here, as you see right there, the price now starting to contract, trying to form some sort of wedge pattern. So we can make a case here for an ending diagonal. And now what we can do is now have to look for another three, because now we have a five-way moves. We'll move to the upside with of this smaller five. You see you have one, two, three, four, five to complete this three. So now we're looking for a three-way move or whatever it happens here. This little choppy move, I mean, it looks like a correction. Okay, there's nothing, it doesn't have a look of something like this, the actual, the way, like something like this to the downside. You see, like nothing like something that you can count straight down like this. It's just a little bit more sideways. You can tell by the channel. So that's why I always say you guys start drawing channels on your charts. Okay, it's gonna help you guide to read the price right. Either because if you're gonna have a price that goes like this, okay, it's these are flags. These are the prices gonna rip right like back to the upside. If this price from here starting to go down, then your channel is gonna start to shift. It's gonna have a more downside slope. Okay. Use channels. It's gonna help you a lot with technicals. Okay. So if you have, we all know the upward slope, okay, of a channel is always a rising trend, right? We have a downside slope on a channel for the downside, right? So now if you have a bit of a price action that has a slight tilt, not as a tilt like, a look like this, there's a bit of a slight, like something like this. You see? If the price can find support here, it can just make the move back to the upside, right? It's a lot of time that these because you had a huge run to the upside. So you just like, okay, so you make a case here. Look at this. This one, see? This one is actually a flat. So these are all, see how they break one after another? It's just a matter of like, is this one is going to break to the upside to go and make a new high on this fifth wave of this third, or if this fourth wave starting to get, if we're starting to sell off, what we will do is we're going to put this third right there, and then we'll open up this fourth wave. So it's hard to say right now, is this is in play, or we have this smaller degree fourth wave that could give us one more push to the upside to complete fourth. Regardless what the outcome is, I've been saying this is coming for summer. This is not going to be an easy one to trade, okay? Because this is the one that is going to line up with this second wave. Because you have to understand this. You had a massive run here to the upside. It's going to correct somewhere at some point. When, how, what, how it's gonna, well, we don't know that. We just have to take it day by day. I don't even have to go. I'd rather just go by week. Changing a wave count every single day, it's just the worst mistake you can make. Especially if you have a trade open and you constantly changing labels on your chart. That's just not the way to do it. You know, it's just that to me is just like you don't even have a plan to be in to be in a trade. You should have a one wave count. You know exactly what my retracement levels are and what my upside confirmation for a breakout and what are my upside the projections. That's it. Now, for me to sit in here thinking like this is a W, this is X, is an A, is an a B, is a C, is a triple combination, and this and this. I mean, if you constantly thinking that way, first of all, nobody's gonna figure out these corrections. Corrections are so subjective, okay? And there's so many of them, and we're just like, it's not like a guess game. First of all, you don't know that. Neither do I, right? Our job is to see that to label a chart which first it has a right look, which is the most important thing, and second thing is this, that it tracks and follow all the rules and guidelines of Elliott wave. As you can see right there, like how well these fib retracements here are defined here at these lows. I mean, these are like textbook prints, as you see here. How price comes here, just like if you read a book about like, okay, two versus one, which is 23.6% retracement, is the shallow retracement, so you basically take in this high and this low. Okay, when you run fibs, this is your 23.6, then 38.2 will be sitting here, then 50% retracement will be sitting here. So this is a very shallow, it's a strong up, like, because the price starting to make a move, whatever, back to the upside. But that's just from here, it's got a gap here, which got filled on the way back down. So you got a gap here as well. This one got filled. So if I look here, but and then at the same time we look here, okay, we have Apple, which we already know, swing is down. We have Amazon, swing is down. We have Google, swing is down, and we have Tesla, we have the swing is down. Okay, so we have four stocks with the swing down right now. And we only have five stocks, sorry, the not the ETF, that's a Mag 7. So we have four stocks, Nvidia, Netflix, Microsoft, and Meta. Their swings are up right now. So basically that whichever ones are positive year to date, that are holding the more better relative strength, are the one that are still basically the prices are making higher highs and higher lows, so meaning the swings are up on those stocks. So any stocks that which are negative year to date, their swings are down because they're the weaker ones. So this is one. Second thing is, see, when you start looking all of these things, you can starting to see like, okay, you know what? There is some weakness coming in the market. I starting to see it. This is why this Optima helps me so much. Here's the sectors. Look, so we have 11 sectors, right? Out of 11 sectors, okay, we have only three sectors that are in the upswing. Technology, right there. We have energy, and we have communication. Okay, communications, you have Google, Meta, and Netflix. Google swing is down. Meta and Netflix swing is up. Those are the two stocks that are positive as well. The rest of them, consumer discretionary, healthcare, utilities, real estate, consumer staples, industrial, financials, and materials, all swings are down. Okay, so from 11 sectors, we have only three up, which is basically is the all the strong companies are there, right? The consumer discretionary, we have Tesla and Amazon, which is right here. Now, if you look at a chart here, is just, I mean, yes, the swing is down because it's based on a three lower bars. But if you look at the price from here, from since May of 2025, high right there, right? It's just back and forth swings, as you see. That the swing just like three days, the swing, the 3 days, the lower bars, the swing turns down, and then and the next 3, 4 days, the swing goes right back up. You can see like how narrow these swings are, how close to each other, not something like this. You see? So these are more directional. So this is some sort of a distribution phase that this consumer discretionary is after this run to the upside. Okay. So now this stock right there, sorry, this ETF here is gonna, Tesla and the Amazon is the one that's gonna move this one more than Booking.com and Chipotle and all the other stocks. So they're all in the consumer discretionary stocks. So I mean, this is a daily chart. Like this, you can see. I mean, like a lot of people expect you make this move like this. It really doesn't happen. So when you make a sharp move to the upside, a lot of people think we're just gonna follow like this back to the downside. It doesn't happen that way. I mean, market is not gonna give up this much of an upside that fast. You know? So the trend is clearly to the up. The trend is clearly up. There's no discussion there. Okay. So well-defined trend. It's sitting like near the all-time high. It's just a matter of like where the stock is gonna take a bit of a like where the price will take a bit of a breather. Anything that pulls back like this is always gonna be a painful to trade because you don't know which stock is gonna trying to hold and help the market while the other one is gonna be taking a punishment with the overall market. That's the challenge, right? Because when like yesterday's session, you see like Apple was the only one that was up. Everything else was down. If you would ask me, I think Apple, because is it a second quarter right now that is being negative? With Apple is with all the beating that it took and the rest of the Mag 7 took off, without Apple and the and Tesla and Amazon. I think Apple will not gonna show that much of a weakness if the price does pull back. Okay. So to me, what I look at them, if market makes a move higher, or if the queue managed to find support here, it will need Apple help from here for this push. Okay, because Apple can move the whole market, that's for sure. So this is how I see it. Now, if the price starting to come down more, like would depends how the rest of those, another week or two goes, then we gotta have to make the case for this fourth wave. So I gotta have to move this third here and then run the fourth to the downside. I don't know if I have a, just put four here and then run four versus two and four versus three. Why this? So this will be our downside zone for this wave four here. Now, how is this fourth is gonna come? It's not gonna be a directional move. It's gonna it's gonna torture the hell out of you. Okay, these are not an easy ones, easy wave to trade. It's a very difficult wave to because the price makes move all the way back up. It's just this is a counter trend move, and we're just gonna be back to the same flat complex or zigzag or a triangle. There's another one. Four goes with four because triangle doesn't happen here. So this is like a flat, you know. My mouse is kind of goofing around. This is a flat right there. Now this one right there is just could be a flat, could be a complex, could be a zigzag or a triangle. So so we'll see how it goes. Okay. So I did the same thing here with the S&P as well, just to keep the Qs and the S&P side by side. So this way I I I rather have them close as possible. This way that would give us a much better read on an S&P and the tech at the same time because you don't want to run two different wave count on two different waves. You're not, I don't even know where you're going with that in the end anyway. So not not a very, I mean, same thing here, keeping a one, two, keep the third here, look for this four, look for one final push here in a fifth wave, okay? And then from here goes the fourth. if the same way, if the price does manage to back off, starting to back off, starting to come back down more, then we just have to put the third back here and run the retracement down in the fourth wave. Okay, so I'm hoping that this this sideway kind of channel kind of hold can give us one more push to the upside. At the same time, I mean, we're just my my point is to for the price to stay below this 59.90 for the put hedge that I have. I can just max it out. Okay. So we did a 6,000 and 59.90 and 6,000 put spread. So I mean we're at 59.67. We still got 11 days. No, it's 6. So you have 6 days left. Okay. So in the next 6 days, if the price close below the 59.90, you can just max out the spread and let the thing expire. Okay. So just wanted to take a bit of a little down, to keep a little bit of a downside risk, but it just decline. It's just kind of so choppy. Every day is just this 10 point, 15 point range is just, I mean, you I don't know what do you even make out of it? Like you hold in puts overnight or to have an open. There's not a there's no payout. You know, you have 100 delta trade. I mean, you end up probably spending like 1800 dollars on SPY calls to get like 150, 160 delta. You got an open, you got an overnight theta is gonna get add up. Here you got a point and a half, 2 point drop. I mean, you're looking at what, 250, $275 payout if you like cut them right at the open, right at the second. Because those bids can they move the second the bell rings. It just the week that plus the short week of trading is another nightmare. You're losing a day, and top of it is just those premiums are just getting toast. So there's the S&P. Um, Apple got a buy signal here yesterday on this bar. So it's a little bit of a complex sort of correction, but it is right. It's just a matter of if Apple can break 206, okay? That's how I see it. That would be um a confirmation for this triangulation here to complete. This E wave was very close to the invalidation mark, as you can see. Now it's just trying to make a move back to the upside, which is good. As I'm really hoping that if we can hold this, if this signal right there can hold, and then if the price can just takes out this, so we're at 201, takes out this 206, okay, at least 206, then it could come back down again, for wave two, which is fine. That would definitely will give me a lot more, bit more confidence that the price can make a move back to the upside. So rotation looks good, but it just so from here I gotta go like this, but we need to break this and look for one for first to look for this 5 waves because we need 5. So these are a bunch of 3-way move. So you cannot label anything from the low to say like, okay, yeah, this is a 5-way move and this is and this is a counter trend move and we're just gonna go like this. No, there's I don't know how to. You cannot. this is a clear three-way move. Okay, so this is a three-way move. Cannot be, you cannot put one here. You know, this is one. Second thing is this, if you, let's say if you make this as a one, two, okay, that's your third. Where's your third? You know, it didn't travel that far. So it's just, can you do something like this? Okay, you have one, two, three, okay, four, and then you five. Well, you have a truncation here. Yeah, truncation doesn't happen in a diagonal. So that is not right either. So it's just, this is the way it is. There's nothing else can be. Other way you can label this thing. So we just look for a finger crossed. RG starting to show some signs and life that Apple can make a move up. And well, the real test is gonna come here at 214, as you all know. Just this is where the 200-day moving average and the midpoint and the mid of a 52 weeks high and a 52 weeks low is sitting. So that is gonna be that's the wall that Apple has to break. Shall mark them here. Let me see. Here, right there, 14. This high. So we can make this key breakout level. So this way we will know this is a level that we watch, and this is going to be the one that to break to go to the, to get more upside. There's no point for me to really project too far upside because we need to first break the 200 and close above the 200 first, and then we can always project more upside. And we got this trend line resistance coming from the top as well, from this high to this, because this is where we have the largest percentage decline. This one and then this one. So that trend line resistance is gonna fall somewhere around here as well. So this kind of area. What I wanted to look at is one thing, and it's gonna happen, okay? Is this. You take this high, right? And then you project a parallel line, put it toward the first initial low. Okay? Leave the way it is. You see what happens here? You can expect the same throw over here at some point. That's the beauty of a channel. Okay, so I could lock this thing, that's it. I can just leave the way it is, the channel. It's like how long is gonna take, that's the debate. This is when our patience comes when we're in a trade. You have the gut to hold the trade. You have the stomach to hold the trade. Some people cannot look at as, oh, I have five positions open and two of them are down and three of them are flat. But it's okay. I mean, what can you do? What can you do? Nothing. But if you have enough time, okay, you just look at the technical and look at like, okay, fine. If This is my support zone here, and I'm gonna watch and see if the price can manage to hold it, because sooner or later or whatever, price will find support as always. And the price always has a resistance that is going to hit a certain mark and is going to either stays there or just going to back off. It's just the way, I mean, that's how I look at things. I know what my support is. I know where my resistance is. Resistance is your prior high to low swings. That's what you have these Fibonacci's, that tells you where your 50%, 61.8, 78.6 are sitting. So if the price does manage trying to move back to the upside, those are pretty well-defined targets. You say like, okay, fine. I see there is a potential if the price trying to move back up, I can at least target the 61.8% fib. That's a pretty well-defined target, right? If the price is sitting here, you're looking for an expected move for a stock on a closing basis to rally to almost near the 10% move to the upside. Is it a reasonable bet to make? Of course it is. Can Apple move 10% to the upside? Of course it can, right? The worst case is like, okay, fine, if the price does make a move back lower, okay, so how does this wave count is gonna look? And then where would be my support to the downside? So if you wanted to look at that way, all you have to do is draw your fibs from down to the bottom. That's your downside. These are your fib retracement. So right now, as you can see, Apple is sitting right here to this 195 mark, which is what? 38.2% retracement from this low to this high. Because from there, as you can see, the price is literally sideways, not coming down or is going up. It just keep just been sideways since May 1st. So we got May went all the way here. Now we're just like approaching toward the end of June. So it's been 2 months. It's just Apple has just been completely sideways, right? You can see a sideways price action. Does it have a potential to break to the upside? Well, that's the bet we're going to make. Or is it going to break down? We're going to find out. So if the price does break down, where would the price would go next? Okay, now we're going to look for what? We're going to look for 50% retracement. 190. So 195, 193-ish kind of, this has already been tested. So we're going to be 53% retracement. Okay, if the 50% breaks, where else do we go? Now we'll look for 61.8, 185. It's a 555 points. As you can see, it's 185, 190, 195. So as long as this low is here, and now what would be the key retracement? 78.6. There you go. This is the one. This is always going to be your last resort against this low. So what are we looking for? We're looking for 214 mid, 214, 200 in moving average. And the key breakout level is what? 214, which to take out this swing high. So if you want to throw, GAN swings is going to point out this is the swing that you need to, for the price to break. And then you can just simply project more upside. That's the play. You know, is this the potential bottom for Apple? Well, we're going to find out once we're going to break the 206. So the upside from 200 mark on Apple is 206, 214 to 220. Downside 195, 195, 190, and 185. Okay, so you have a 10 points, I would not 15 to the downside, 15 to the upside. It's just because it's just sitting right here in the middle of this swing high and low off the lows of from 169.21. just sitting just literally right in the middle for the last 2 months. It's just a matter of like which way it breaks to take out the pre. Either it's going to take out this high or it's going to take out this low. We're not worried about this part at all. Our focus is only here. You don't need 6 months of price action to swing a trade. You only need this part. It's more than enough to see which direction you want to make a bet. If you're bearish and you think the price will break down, you make a bet to the downside. If you think like, okay, fine, the price, the stock has been sideways for 2 months now. Okay, that's the low. If the RG looks good, stock has been down for two quarters in a row now. Can it see a breather, like some sort of a relief rally to the upside? Well, then you look for these prints. That's your bullish bet. Apple still has a lot of work to do to make its way out because first it should need to complete somehow a five-way move to the upside is to complete so I can label at least one. Then it has to come back down into again for the counter trend move. We need 8 swings from any low. We don't have it yet. Not from here. This is just a three-way move. None of these ones from here that we can say like, oh, this is a 1-2, 1-2 count. No, cannot do that either. So interesting play, choppy one, not something that looks a little bit more directional, but well, that's the bet that we're willing to make and see how it goes. Okay. Now the so here's NVIDIA. What I mean by that for if I don't know if I the where's my actually from do it from nice. Look at these. Unbelievable stock. You see right there? Now look at this channel. What I just showed you on the Apple. You see this? This throwover. So when the price makes a throwover, then it finds its way, then it makes the mean reversion for the price to go back inside the channel. It did. Then it came back out. The point is this, that once you get this throwover here, you can see him throw over to the upside. Now, how soon and when it's going to happen? Well, I don't know that, but it will happen at some point. Throwover is always going to met with another throwover to the upside. Any throwover to the upside always going to met with same to the downside. Remember the Newton law? That's exactly what it is. This is the Newton law of physics. I can show you thousands of price action on a chart. Will show you exactly the same way. Okay. Same thing. You see like how this is NVIDIA right there. I mean, same. I mean, we can look for one more push. This is coming. Okay. This fourth wave. I had them on a Qs. Microsoft, which I was working earlier. You see how many counts I updated while all of you are sleeping? Kind of in the mood of doing my old school style Elliott wave today. Um, Same thing. This is an all-time, well, this is the all-time high, so this will become the major support now. So we need to turn this thing into a support, right? So this was the July 5th high of 468. So the 468 here will act as a pretty strong support unless if the price trying to move back down. Well, that all depends on the market. And then we'll make the case for this fourth wave. Until then, I mean, like if I go with from this low 1, 2, 3, I mean we're right into this 161.8 and 200%. I mean, if I really wanted to make, instead of starting this wave four here, we can just leave a little bit of a room with the cues. I'd rather do that, not to put a third kind of here. Retest, back test it, uh, the prior support of 468 for this fourth, and then look for one more push to the upside. Okay, so we can clean this thing up. Leave this one. We can leave some room here. And from here, yeah, we don't want too big because this is pretty tiny. So this that gives you a 4 versus 2. Kind of gives you this move back down here because your wave 2 here from the low was only 23.6. So the 23.6, which is the same, oops, right here, 23.6, you see? These are, I mean, if you look at a Q and if you look at a Microsoft, they're identical charts, right? 1, 2, 3, and we're looking for the same. Well, the stock is always going to have, more upside compared to an ETF. But the see the 3 versus 1, if you take, the 3 versus 1, 161.8, 200, 261.8. So we're just trying to see, this might just end all the way up here to 500. Can, really close to it. I think it's going to hit 500. Microsoft. It's just, when the third goes, it's just like the ideal textbook target is this. You get to 200, that's being lucky. I mean, it can go all the way up to 261.8. It can just end anywhere. But you're just like fighting the smaller degree within this third to see like how you can fit 5 to complete this third. But you always have to remember that this is coming against your prior second wave. So where this thing ends, we don't know that. And then from there, you just run retracements on this one, because for now, if you're going to run 4 versus 2 and 4 versus 3, you come here. Now, if you're going to move this thing here, now it's going to, you see, everything start moving down now. So we don't know where this will end. So when we look for Qs, S&P, RRG, and look at a bunch of other things, we're starting to see like, okay, fine, we're starting to see some weakness. Then we can say like, okay, you know what? Yeah, now we can make the case. because now it's gonna start to match with the other ones as well. To me, this is not gonna move the market much when you have three, four, five, six, seven, eight sectors are down. The choppy swings are, which is whatever, but then the point is that they're not up. Okay, that's what the direction means. It gives you a well-defined, clear direction. You have a down direction or you have an up direction. So when you have a direction that shows up, you always look up. When you have a direction to the downside, you only looking down. You're not looking to the upside. There's no point for it. You simply follow the direction. That's what the directions are. That's what the GAN will tells you. Direction is down is down. Why are you looking up? When the price will make um, a push higher, then we'll look up. Here's an S&P cash of a 1 hour. That's what I watch every day. Okay, here's the high that we had, 60.59. We're not putting whatever WXY here. This is just the simple GAN three bar swing chart. So we have this high, 60.50 high, project the line here. That was a low yesterday. So that was remember I even wrote it, it's a channel. I was actually downstairs having lunch and came back and I had this thing up on my monitor. I came back, I was like, whoa, this candle right there for 1 hour. Okay. Just literally poked right there to the right to the line to the right to this channel support here. That's when I wrote him on the chat. I was like, here we have a channel support here. Just send a snapshot. Just for the next 3 hours, we just kind of went a little bit sideways. So it's 6 bars for each session. So you can just, if you want to simply look at the exact, you want to look at the exact day yesterday. Oops. So we can go. That's your day yesterday. That's the time box. That was the high of yesterday, and that's the low of yesterday. That's the whole session yesterday. So you have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 candles for one day because each session is 6.5 hours long. So we gapped up. It's so funny, like it's crazy. I mean, Optima for this data, because I pulled data from IQ Feed, it changes. The candle opens at 10 o'clock. You see, like on the bottom right there, it says 3. Look at the previous bottom, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Thinkorswim, they close candle but the market opens at 8:30 my time, which is Central Time. They will close the candle at 9 o'clock each hour. The when the hour starts at 12, when it comes late, when it's 9 o'clock, 10, 11, 12. Thinkorswim closes an hour in between. So it's it kind of helps, to be honest, to me, because what I've noticed is this. So at 9 o'clock, so the session opens at 8:30, right? So after half hour is 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock, I'm going to see a new candle opens here on the Optima screen. But the one on the Thinkorswim is still working since the open, because that hour will be up at 9:30. So there's a lot of times when I see when this, because when you have first hour, right? So you just mark the high and low, let's say, like this. So you have a high of going on here. So you have a low here of 59.95 and you have a high of 60.18 for this candle, right? Which is 8 o'clock. And the market opens at what, 8:30? And then after that, see, this is a lower bar, but at the same time, you still chewing time for another 30 minutes on thinkorswim platform. Okay. This screen here already given you the lower bar, right? Because it took out the low of this of the previous hourly bar, as you see right there. Oh, you don't know it's gonna come down like this. But the point is to see if you're gonna have the next bar is gonna be the lower or is gonna be a higher. So then that half an hour ends on Thinkorswim, and that bar that could just gonna either depends where it closes and where it's gonna open, that's gonna be lower as well. So I've noticed a lot of time that I already know from this screen what will be the next bar that is gonna open on Thinkorswim side, because there is a lap of 30-minute gap in between. Because if this is already working, because they're both are 1 hour charts, okay? So it just like one screen gives you half hour early confirmation, and you use that same confirmation toward the one that is going to be applied on the other screen. But the price is the price. It's going to remain the same. You cannot change that. All you're looking for that, do you think that, but now if you look at right there, this is, you have a bar that you have the bar that closes here. Now look at this. This is outside bar, right? Because why? Because it took out this low and the high of the previous candle. You see, it's the outside bar, whichever you call it, bearish or bullish. So this one engulfs both ways. Yeah, so it just kind of, the only thing you can see, meaning that the point is that you kind of know ahead that how the next one is going to open a Thinkorswim, because you already, looking at one here on this screen, which is working half hour earlier than the one on the other side. Kind of dumb, to be honest. I don't know why they do that. You should go by that time when you have 30 minutes, so so it should close at 30 minutes, right? So yeah, hour is really tricky, because for their 30-minute time frame that matches, because the session opens at 8:30, 30-minute bar will close at 9 o'clock. Then the next one will close at 9:30, then open another one, then you just go 30:30. Hourly, and any time after that, unless if you have 195 minutes, you're just gonna have two bars. That's my favorite time. If you were to ask me, this is my favorite time to trade, the time frame to trade the market is 195 minutes. If you follow this, I will. If you just only track this time frame, say like, you know what, I don't care about a weekly, daily, 1 hour, 50 minutes, 5 minutes, 50. Just leave all the garbage out. Okay. Simply follow a 195-minute chart. I will guarantee you in the next couple months, it will change you. The way you will look at the technicals, the way you will look at the price, it will eliminate so much emotions from your trading from day to day basis. You can thank me later. Just focus on a 195-minute chart. That's it. No daily, no weekly, nothing. 195 minutes only. It's the exact half-day chart. Okay? It's exactly a half-day chart. Each session is 6.5 hours long. Okay? A 6.5 hour long, meaning that is 390 minutes total that you have in a 6.5 hours. That gives you 195 minutes, simply divided by 2. Trying to write minutes, jeez. Whatever. So yesterday's session is these 2 bars. That's it. A day before was these 2. A day before with these 2. That's it. You're gonna get 2 bars every single day on any stock. Not 3 bars, not one. It's gonna be 2, and you're done for the whole day. Try this for the next couple months with all your trades that you work the that you're holding or you're trading or whatever you're doing. Just watch this time frame only. So if you just wanna the okay, that's the 2 bars yesterday. This is still working. I love this chart. The wave count and 195 minutes works so good on any stock. Like timing, it's just like here's Tesla. So if you like, you can you can trade them like in a just take the previous bar, you know, if this is a lower bar, right? Well, you don't know which one is how it's going to open the next one, but you basically you can do is you can just draw your fibs on 195-minute chart. Look at this. 319 was the low yesterday, and you just play the bounce. You can easily scalp, or if you're looking for a quick trade during the day, you can do it on high flyer stocks. Take the 195 minutes previous bar, just run your fibs across just from the high and low. This is what I just did it here. So this was open, yes, this was at 945, right? High of 945. Take this low. So you have a high here, you have a low here. That's your 78.6. And you know if this thing is going to break, and then you have a pretty good chance you're going to take out this 317 and you're going to have a lower bar. So you always hunt for 78.6 entry to see if you can ride back to 321 or 322 or 320. These are your targets. All you're doing is just going up. Entry here, target, 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 target right there. So you can, if you are bored and if you are looking to scalp something quick, you can you can do it on a half day chart bar. The half day bar as well. Just take. Don't worry about anything else. That's not your concern. So this one just been completely dead. So now if you're gonna take this one, take the high of this one to this low, The bar opens here. The low was only here, so it really didn't came back. So basically what you're doing is just hunt for 78.6 entry against this low. And you can see if you can just play the bounce. You can do it. Quick 2, 3 points. I mean, it adds up fast and stock is going to move really fast. For me to send out trades like this is like near impossible, because the bids move so fast. So you can definitely skip if you look. I know there's a lot of day traders are fighting their life over a 1 minute chart. Just I mean, they have their own style. I mean, good for them. I wish them the best. You know, if it works for you, fine. But if you just say like, hey, I don't really see, you can pull up any chart. Like, gonna go, let's say Apple. So this was some of them they're working after hours. So 6:30, that's the bar right there. So you're trying to see if the next bar will open higher, right? So you take the high of this to this low. So now price is lingering, moving around here. So that's your 61.8 and your 78.6. So your entry zone is always going to be this. No price is going to give you a penny print to the fib. See, this one just stops right here in the middle. And then the bar turns around and then you have a higher bar. You go all the way back up. I mean, you're looking for like 2 point move, basically what it is here. So your entry is always here. So what you're trying to do is you say like, okay, well, I got myself in between 78.6 and 61.8 against this low, right? What I'm looking for is for the price to make a move back up. Well, should it make up a move? Should the upside can come into inside? Sorry, the why I think the price should go up because the swing is up. So my direction is up, so I should look up, right? Not down. So you expect for what? To look for a higher bar. So this bar right here, open and close above the 271 print. So this is a simple, if you, I mean, again, I'm not giving you have to do this, and if you're bored and you're saying like, hey, I just want to scalp a point or two on a certain stock, just do it on a 195-minute chart. That's it. Simple as that. You just need to know that the swing direction. Okay, that's important. Swing direction can definitely help you. So like, okay, fine, because you have to know the direction of the swing is to the upside. So now if that's a monster rip here. Well, nobody knows how much the price is gonna go up. What you're trying to do is just like you're targeting the previous swing high and low, okay, of this. So now if you go here, take this high and low, look, came right at the 78.6, the huge rip to the upside. But the point is like you try to play the upside against the low of each bar of 3.5 hour bar low. That's a lot of time. Keep that thing in mind, 3.5 hours. Most people get a panic attack after 15 minutes being in a trade. Oh, position is down. It's a working candle. It's gonna be a lot of 15 minutes and 30 minutes and 1 hour, 2 hours, those candles will close, but you just only have one candle. So this is the reason that I'm telling you. If you follow a 195-minute chart, it will change you as a trader. Okay. So I'm watching this every day. These are the charts that mostly I watch most of the time. This is why I don't make quick, rash decisions. Like, okay, because I'm watching. Okay, fine. If it's taking some time, we'll give some time. If it's really going against me, well, well, what can we do? We're screwed. We'll find another one. Overall, we're gonna win. I'm not worried about that. So if you think that, or if anybody thinks that you're here to lose money, you're mistaken. It's not gonna happen. I'll make sure that there's some speed bumps we're gonna have our way, but we'll overcome them. That's just the part of trading. I'll figure things out. I don't need nobody's help. Okay, so um, just my recommendation. If look, I've been doing this thing for a very long time. There's some certain time frames that I use on a daily basis, that I've done a lot of trading over the years, that I know that which one has better potential, that I know that everybody has their own favorite times. I like 1 hour. 1 hour does that will give you a little bit of a good read on a price. You know, you can see a lot of like, previous sessions, days, weeks, on one chart here. Now you're gonna expand that thing more into a half-day chart, or if you start going to a daily time frame, daily can give you weeks and months of price, you know? So you get much bigger read on it, but I'm not really dying to analyze all of this part here. My focus is simply this. Here's my swing low. Here's my swing high. So this is what my focus is. Okay. So from the last couple days, if you see, like I'm keep talking, we need to break this, we need to break this, right? So it's the same thing I have on the wave count. The same thing I have here on the swing as well. So like, okay, well, we need a high swing and we need to break 206. So are we going to break it? Well, I don't know. Are we going to take out the low of this swing? Well, we don't know that either. So we're going to see what happens. So we do the same thing here. I'm not worried about what happened. Those swings are all done. Okay. Those swings are all gone. I can't run any fibs from here to here. Those swings, high and lows, are all done. Focus is only this here, right to the 78.6 decision. So this is what I've been watching past couple days. Here comes a test, bounce. Here comes a test. Here comes another test. So like you got three tests here. So like as some because every day from the last 3, 4 days, I'm watching this 195, 196 area. So like I want to see like, okay, look, it came down to 195.7. Yesterday got a big pop right back to 201. I'm just That's what the swing trading is. You just take the previous swing high and low, set up a trade. Who cares about these lows? When we're gonna have a new low, then we'll worry about this high and this low. That's why these swings, they cut all the noise. If you want to go back to a smaller time frame, well, here comes a 15-minute time frame. Now look at these high and low of swings. You think that one is easy to trade as a 1 point move? You got a high swing here, so you took out the high of this swing. That's what the swing trading is. See? All you're doing is that you are you take the previous swing high and low, find an entry, and you looking for like, okay, fine, I'm going to look for a swing to make a higher high against this low. I don't care about this. It's all gone. It's all happened days ago. Focus is on the current swing, and you just trade, pick the direction and risk it. Yeah, give a try um to the 195, and then you will see. So you want to go up, so you can simply mark the previous swing high and lows. You see right there. So what will that will do? That will becomes your resistance on the way up. So when you're coming down, right? So those are your swing lows. So when you're going back up, so those lows will become your resistance. So now these uh, the highs here will define your support. I think this is the most easiest way you can trade them, like you can draw your technicals. No labeling, just mark the high and lows. And you just choose a direction, you pick a direction. But I know a lot of you, oops, here comes okay, I gotta stop this. I've been getting these, you see this error popped? Hang on, I gotta save this now. I don't know, I got some sort of a bug here. Okay, I will after this. See if I got the same file. Yeah, good, because it's been running since I was working. I've been getting this error. You see the whole, they send me this entire, okay, so it's error trigger right here just now. This was the debug report was run that I ran. They told me what to do. They send me the whole email with the instruction. They run this thing while you're working on Optima. As soon as you see that error, stop this, save the file, send it to us, and then we will investigate. So something just happened here. So I'm gonna email this file to them, then they can look it up. Okay. This is very big and complicated software. It's huge. And it just, I mean, I have a very fast computer, you know. Um, but this data right there that pulls is just, I don't know. The speed is there. I have everything there, but I'm just pulling this real-time data because this IQ feed that I use is just they have a limit of like 100 stocks. So I need to keep the list a little bit. I have this one. I bought them like see, yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to sell you something, but if you want this is the compute company that make trading computers and laptops. Okay. I've been buying computers from them over 10 years now. Never had an issue. I would say like they're one of the best PCs they make. Excellent customer support, you know. So they own this called tradingcomputers.com. Um, they specialized only on trading computers. Okay. They don't, I mean, they could make a gaming custom one for you, but they're only focused on trading computers and laptops. So I mean, they have the desktops, laptops, then you can just buy the whole bundle. You know, if you want to do, this guy has 537 with four screens. So this is F2 Jerry, this John Carter. That's his setup. So you can do the bundle, you can do a desktop. I mean, I already have four monitors on my own. So I have this one. No, not five, it's a 52. Yeah, 52. So I got this one. Um, I got this, I believe, this, and then I got this, no, I don't have this casing, I have a glass casing. To change this thing? Yeah, I have this one. No, I don't have a mesh in the front. It's all glass. I can see everything is down here on a stand on the bottom of it. See, I can see everything inside. And the NVIDIA graphic card and stuff. Mine is looks like, see, I saw a picture here. It's a bit like this. So it has, mine is all glass. It says like Falcon F52 on the side. It's like this. So you have clear vents on the top. So it never gets hot. Got all these bunch of fans and stuff. It's a very fast computer. So I had the other one is in my closet now. I love that one. That was when I bought it from them as well. Where's the girl, Tumuko? With the TSE, the user ID. Yeah, she just bought a laptop from them. I told my have the guy help you out there. She bought one of the laptops, trading laptop. I think she got either this one, I believe, either this or this, and she really likes it. So I thought she having a party today over the weekend, so she's not here. She's usually there. She's usually here every week. She's just kind of prepping stuff in her house for a party. And she had one of these. She just bought them like 2, 3 months ago. So do you buy from them if they will do is that they will install these trading platforms for you. See, there's a Thinkorswim here. So when you um, so whichever trading platform do you use, TradeStation, Trade, Lightspeed, TradingView. So there's some specifications, the updated files they do to customize the whole trading platform for you. So it will come as a pre-install to the computer. It's free of charge. So it's just like when you download a regular copy, you just have a regular copy, right? So they had some changes. They have deleted a couple folders. They added some things just to boost up the Thinkorswim. So that comes, it comes with it. So it all depends. I don't know how much if you look into spend and just to what your needs are and stuff. But I just only use computer just mostly just for trade. I don't download any bunch of stuff in there. Just strictly Optima, Motivewave, and I have a Thinkorswim. Those are the three platforms that I run. And I got the Schwab. I don't know why Schwab is still working. They sent me an email last week. They're saying like the last Monday, they says like your access is gonna be done. Every time every morning I log in, it's still going. It's like, okay, fine, I'll use them. I like the little mini layout. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, this is the one. If you need some, I mean, if you need help, let me know. I know these guys really well. They will kind of help you with the price if you in the market to buy a PC. So just let me know. So
Will they give you a better price than the one shown on the website?
yeah, they'll take care of you. I know the owner. About several PCs, you know how many people I recommended to them. So they know me really well. So they know me. The team at Optima knows me really good. Then then I kind of help them a little bit. People who wants to get themselves Optima, they kind of give me a link. They're like, yeah, well, you know, pay you a few bucks if you recommend somebody to us. You have no idea if I will show you my Twitter that how many of these companies are sending me direct messages. I don't even reply them back, to be honest. I mean, I hate to do that, but my DM is like literally flooded with these Bitcoin changes. Like I had companies like, Mo, could you please use our, here is a free access with a username and password to download our platform. Could you recommend this to your to people and this and that? I was like, come on, man. I was like, really? It's like I got work to do. I can't promote your stuff. It's just tons and tons of messages that I have on my DM completely flooded. It just, I mean, I don't want to hear, like, I didn't even reply to any one of these people. It goes on and on. This is, I get them and I don't even open. Okay, see, today is our last day of whatever promotion. It's just, they're like promoters or something that just looking for, I believe, people who have a bit more high followers or whatever, but I don't really post anything here anyways. My page is just literally, like so there's guys living on Twitter day and night, posting about, oh, this is what I think is gonna happen, passing jokes and stuff. You go up to my page, what you see is you just see a charts. That's it. I never post opinions, what the market will do or what will not do, this and this. Just a simple chart. Every chart has a date on them. That's it. That's all I post. I don't care about what you think, like what your opinions are and what can happen and this and that. It's just like some guys are just like, it's like, dude, you have this much time all day just to sit and chit chat. That's crazy, to be honest. So this is that. Just run some scans and stuff. I think I don't have much because it was such a choppy um, week.
Okay,
Um,
Mo, do you
yes.
mind? Can we just touch on Bitcoin? I know MicroStrategy hasn't moved much. It's still in the
Yeah, I'll
choppy
pull that one up.
channel, but
I
thank you.
know I saw it. You see coin? Damn,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
exploded.
Do you see what the news was? So that IPO Circle, right, has been ripping, right? They sold the shares pre-IPO at $31, and it opened at like $70, and it closed on Friday at around 240, and it IPO'd 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And BlackRock bought, I think, 10% of the company, if I'm not wrong, or 10% of the IPO shares, one of the two things. So so the stablecoin bill got passed, I think, in the Senate on Friday, if I'm not wrong. And uh, Coin came out with some interesting stuff with a Shopify deal that they're going to be integrating stable coins and stuff. So, there, and they applied to have stocks listed on their platform for trading. So they're expanding their revenue lines, right? And diversifying, because the biggest knock against coin has been that most of their income comes from, Bitcoin and, trading the margins on trading the cryptocurrencies, but their margins are way higher. They charge way more than most platforms. So, but they're expanding their business line. So it looks interesting.
Yeah.
Good. It could get back to that, coin get back to its IPO price, right? Which is like, multiple years ago.
Well, the all-time high is 349. We're at 310, right? This little arrows right there that you see is a trend change of when a 3-bar swing trend changes is when the arrow is gonna pop right there. Basically, when it takes out the high of the previous swing high right there. So definitely the coin trend is to the upside. It went down here as you see, and then it reversed back up. Basically, I mean, technically the picture here is this. Just the classic breakout. Okay.
Exactly what you said earlier, that it's a flag in the general sense, right? The
Correct.
choppiness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just same you see right there. You just have to understand a logic and you just have to pay attention to the look. Where the high is, well, you know that. Where you have your first low on the swing, okay? Then you just draw that parallel channel and just leave it. If the channel slope is a little tilt, it has a slight tilt to it, okay? That's just these are classic bull flags. So now if the channel started to, because you will know that because because if the price is gonna start pushing more down, so your channel is gonna start moving more like this. You see now you can define this thing like, okay, fine. Now you had this one had a little less tilt compared to this one is kind of like falling a little bit more, you know, in a different direction. So I always, because like a stock, let's say, is an uptrend, start to take a breather. How much of a pause or a sideway price action the price will go through before then it makes a move back to the upside? So it's the same thing here that I'm looking here in the Bitcoin. It's the same concept. This little thing. That's the high. This was the first low right there. You see where the swing popped right there, right? So I could make it two ways because now this one here has a throwover, as you see. Now, if I really mark the, we can do it that way as well. Where the heck, you take this high to this high. So you connect these two. You can do it at a low if you want to. Do it like this. Now, here's your high. This is your low. This is your lower high. And this is where you are right here, right? Basically, right in the middle. So the price can make a move back to the upside. Well, that's the bet they're willing to make. Or is it going to come back down one more time to kind of like retest this low? Meaning that test this pink. I drew this thing couple days, weeks ago. I built these two zones. I've been posting this. I have a yellow zone, I have a pink zone. So if this held multiple times so far. So found support, got a big pop, came back down, retested another pop, now come back. And so it's just kind of like chopping around, as you can see. It's just it's just a matter of like Bitcoin futures work so good, especially with fibs. Oh, I absolutely love it. Um, we just gotta, we just have to see where Bitcoin will find support because this price action and then change this. And then we go back here, MSTR. So the MSTR swing, daily swing is down. Okay, that's the only thing though. Now, if you look at this price action here, it's just been really, really choppy. So we do the same thing here. Take this high. Now you got a big wick here, right? And then you at the same time, you can kind of, it's like a ascending triangle against this 359. So if you just simply take this, I'm just thinking can get a pop, but this is not helping. But if we look at the overall trend, it's up. Okay. But it's just kind of sideways. We just gotta have to wait. Oh, the
Hmm.
worst case is that if can make one more push back to the downside, then we'll just simply project. We'll just simply take extension, take this high to this low to this high, and just leave it like this. And then we just look for our measured moves. So our support is here from the prior swing.
And you would always talk about the 330 or 333, right? The old prior high.
Yeah, exactly.
So it kind of makes sense, get one more test out there before we go.
Correct. But the
Sure.
rotation doesn't definitely looks pretty, uh, it's a little bit off. Um, see, coin didn't really even see. See, coin rolled over, came down to weakening quadrant, and I just made a hook back right back up because it has a stronger momentum and much better relatives, showing a lot better relative strength as we can see. This one is right there looking very promising, and as you see, it's just each day. Look at the previous day, a day before this tail compared to this one. See how small it is, right? Because price is not really moving. It's showing that, but it's just once it's got I has to finally make its way here. So they're kind of off, So we'll see because it's just the stock is struggling to move because the swing is down, you know. It just makes it really damn difficult to fight a downswing. Just
Does it
basically
do- does it almost look like volatility is coming either way?
correct.
Could
But
could could we structure a trade in that way to take advantage both sides?
you want while well we own shares
No, I know, but um, it
option
looks
trade.
like yeah, it looks like in the short term, right? You're either going to get a pop down or a pop up. So and
Well, we can do this if this is let's see, we can do.
And like if we structured it based on volatility and it popped down, we could take the profit on the down leg and then leave the upside leg, right?
Here's a 195-minute chart, which is a half day chart, right? The struggle, the the size of, I mean, we're gonna fight like, let's say 2 days of price action. We can do that, but you have to understand one that you're fighting a downswing. Okay, so this is a lower bar. So we had a low here of 365. We have a high here, and we have a high here, and we have a high here. Okay, so we mark our highs and we mark our lows. You don't care what happens here now. Your focus is between from here to here to see if the swing can make a way back, move back up, right? So you're just gonna play one swing, like this one, not this one and not the previous ones. One, the price will manage to break 376, let's say, and I can always open more upside. That's a piece of cake, okay? To project to get more upside. So how do we find entry? Swing is down. Okay, so we have a low here, inside bar, lower bar. This low was below the low here, right? So the lower bar, you see, it's just not, we need a bit of a higher bar. So this is the one that we're gonna fight for. This is still going. So this is the one um, bar. The low got taken out, went up to 367. Then from that 367, it bounced back up. So when this one closed on Monday, then we take this low and to the high and see you can play the upside. I rather do that on some sort of a buy signal. I get more interested in a trade when I have another screen that I have my signals on. It kind of gives me a little edge thinking like, okay, yeah, time to go long. So if I see one, I'll definitely get one, but I don't need to jump and I have shares working, let them work. Okay, fine. If they're up, they're not down. So if I see a buy signal, yeah, I'll get myself in MSTR, throw a spread or something and see if we can try to ride this thing back up to 375-ish breakout. So you just see half day chart, the swing is down, you see? So all the price is doing, you see that this low got taken out, trend got changed. It's been down ever since. Lower high, lower lows. See? Just keep making these lower highs and lower lows. So it just needs to take out one of those previous swing high. So you basically what you're looking for to break this and to take out this high. From here, then we look for upside. Swing trading is really good, easy way to trade the market. I mean, but then you only get rewarded if you pick the right direction. you know? So yeah, coin definitely much the much better relative strength compared to this one. Here's a 50 index, top 50 companies in the world with the market cap. The only stock, I mean, we can run a scan on them. This is all the 50 stocks here. The only stock that is what we're looking for, if we're looking for a lagging quadrant and a direction of a northeast. North is here, east is here, right? That's where we want to go on every rotation. Always remember that. Okay. We have a north here, south here, east here. So any rotation from here will look in this. So the most alpha where you can find is on a rotation that is on a lagging quadrant heading northeast, which is Tesla right now. It's the only stock right now in the 50 stocks. You see, like, yeah, we can filter this thing. All the stocks in a lagging quadrants are these ones. Rest of them are leading, weakening, and improving. So there's 4 quadrants. So out of all of these lagging quadrant stocks, the only one stock is heading northeast, rest is southwest, northwest, southwest, north, so they have all other directions except for this one. So we're going to find out and see what happens. Okay. So plenty of alpha way away from the benchmark. And it's going to be due to make a move to the upside in the coming days or a week or two. So we're going to find out. Okay. So they're definitely looking for something pretty soon. If there's another dip, I would consider buying it and just wait it out. I'm tracking this. I originally had a triangle. There's this. Yesterday we made a move here. I was like watching to see if it can take out the higher this and this. That didn't happen. This third swing, right? So you got a low here, you got a 1, 2, up in 3, 3 versus 1. And just trying to see if it can. I'm starting to watch from the last couple of days. Like price is kind of every time when a week close is in the inside bar, inside weekly bar, is a lot of time. Okay, when you're gonna start looking at a 1 hour chart, it's gonna start looking you as a triangle. Okay, so just remember that. Inside weeks, you want to ignore as much as possible. They're the most difficult bar to trade. It's the inside bar, which doesn't make a new high, it doesn't make the new low of the previous bar. It's a neutral bar. A neutral bar means what? Just sit down and wait. You know, it's not a directional bar because it's not making a high, neither is making, it just stays neutral, you know? So let the buyers kill each other, and whichever way it's gonna break after that, then we're gonna find out. So it's very hard to to trade or to even consider adding risk more to, okay, I got a bit more weakness, I'm gonna add more. Absolutely not. Um, just just wait it out. Wait for the next bar. It just the GAN has the same thing. He says like there's nothing to be done on the inside bar. Just simply wait. The outside bars are the one you have to little pay more attention to it because those are the one you have to wait and see, because they engulf both high the previous bar, high and low. So there's a very, very tricky bar, the outside bar. Um, it's valid. I mean, if so, I just put the D here, move the E here. So can Tesla get a bit of a pop on Monday? Well, funny thing is this, if you notice what Tesla has been doing, um, I actually posted this thing yesterday as well, if you notice, to the world to see. This is the two inside weeks for Tesla. Two of them. We just had this week and the last week because this was the one that the cat and mouse fight between him, Elon, and Trump, right there. This remember 2 weeks ago, and then a week before, and then it was the inside week, and this is another inside week. So the last time Tesla had two inside week was back here, back in March of 2021, and then there's one here, these 2 weeks as well. You know, so you're looking from March of 2021 to June of 2025. Think about for a second all of this price action. It's very, very rare. Okay, always remember uh, stocks that all make two consecutive weekly bars. It's very, very rare. Um, so I wrote the whole thing here. Tesla is on track to close a second consecutive inside weekly bar, a rare compression pattern, they call it. The last time this occurred was back in March 1921. They proceed to a multi-week breakout. So the price is definitely coiling. Okay. It's because you have a pretty tight compression now, and the price is gonna make a move. Oh, which way is gonna make a move? We're gonna find. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna do this thing is wild. So I mean, if well, the positives that I see is rotation definitely looks good. And I don't know. I know it's just the only risk that it has is the robotaxi is going to be the sell the news event, as always for all of these companies, especially like, Nvidia, Apple, all these companies, they're always going to come, oh, we're going to launch this and this, and that's the exact day the stock, actually the stock sells. And that's when people mostly looking to buy those events. Um, so put a little um spread to see if we can break this triangle to the upside and see we can get a higher weekly bar after 2 weeks being just kind of chopping around. The rest is just mixed. I mean, I'm watching some of these names that are coming here, like Costco, Home Depot, McDonald's is taking a serious beating. This thing last week got like 5 upgrades in one single week. And they're doing this thing on a purpose. You cannot downgrade a company like this, 5 different firms in the same single week without air earnings or whatever. Yeah, they just downgraded all these stocks. They just open up a heavy short position and they're just punishing that stock, you know. So rest of them are just kind of all over. But we can filter this and what we can do is just to look for stocks. They have, let's do lagging quadrant that are heading northeast. So we can select this. There's the stocks. So it's going to filter only the stocks to this 45 of them. So there you go. So you don't care about the rest of 460 stocks. So it filters. See, these are the only stocks in the S&P 500 right now they're ready to make his way out from lagging to the improving, heading toward the northeast. So that's the list of stock names. So we have AutoZone, Bank of America, Custom Financial, Boston, Clorox, this damn bleach, taking a Domino Pizzas, Hilton. So anything I'm gonna move is gonna highlight here. I know because I'm going through their names. It's gonna be if it's gonna stop somewhere, everything gets faded and it's gonna show you that one. LVS, Marriott, Monster, Simon Properties. It has some banks, Tesla here, Walmart. Took a lot of beating. Walmart is. Where's Walmart? Right there. It's trying to show, trying to curve. So these are the stocks that has a potential. You could take a screenshot if you want. You can just save it. Um, has a potential in the next week or two to to make a move. So that's this. And let's see. Then we can run a scan for. I have multiple scans. We can do one from weakening. The stocks that are weakening, but they're turning right back up. You can do those as well, like these. So these are the ones, see, they came back down. Now they're heading right back up. So you can filter those as well. So meaning that like these stocks, they have a much strong momentum. They're not willing to go this route and just turn way back, turning back up again. They were here. They completed the whole rotation. They came back down. Now, like if you go to Disney, see, Disney went up from the last 1 week, as you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8 days for like almost 2 weeks, just been sideways, right? So now the moment, so meaning that really not giving back, giving much. So, so this Mickey Mouse right there might has one more push to the upside. So you mark the high, which is 120. So that's your swing low. That's your swing high. Take the fib, throw them here. That's your downside retracement. And do 50, remove the other one because they're way down. That's the zone for the Mickey Mouse to find support to take out the 120. If the rotation turns back around and the price picks up momentum and boom. Against this low. If the price starting to come back down like this, I will guarantee you this thing is going to turn this way. This one is, man, how many stocks I just made these full U reversals? That looking strong. Really sideways breakout. Yeah, it's a sideways. It's been like this for over 2 weeks or so. It is in one sideways. 19 days. Now imagine in a trade on a 1 month, on a trade like this, 19 days are gone. Now add 19 days of theta. What do you have left? Even on the breakout like this? Nothing. And then now you need like a twice as bigger move just to break even because you got just chewed on 19 trading days on time decay. Yeah, you just gotta know how to read a chart when actually to enter a trade and and how to size them. Just to me, it looks like it's just wave one, two, oops, three, oops, went too far, four, five. You go one, two, three, four. This is the fifth wave, a complete five wave, and then you come down in two. Yeah, if you miss this move, I'm not really dying to trade this one. That's where the money is. What else? Any found this? Let's see any go signal triggered this week. Wow. Whoa, Disney got one as well. These are the stocks that triggered a go signal on a weekly time frame. There's a lot of ways you can find trades. This is a this is a freebie that I have. And the weekly bar triggered the go signal. Brown and brown. What is that? This one triggered one. We can do this. Um, wow. Man, this is crazy. How is this thing even work sometimes? I just don't understand. You get so much upside. Even you look at the where the heck is 77. So you have an overbought RSI. Wow. An overbought RSI, you still get a go signal. It's just some of them are really good, but look at this one. So you got the next week, you got the higher bar, and then you took 10.5% dip to the downside. Yeah, I wouldn't. mm. Exactly the same thing here. This is why you gotta really pay attention to this. Its entire move here triggered this. This entire move here, it triggered here. Like you gotta nothing here. If I put mine, there you go. Get my buy signal. This one, right at the low of this bar. Southwest Airline, mine triggered as well. Same thing with Go. So choppy, man. This is a weekly time frame. Keep that thing in mind. This is 1 year. It's 2014 price action, 15 right now. Yeah, this long time phone. Nvidia. Wow, man, this signal is something. Oracle, SMCI. This might worth looking at this. It's been sideways for 3, 4, 5 weeks right now after this pop right there. See all these side weekly bars? 5 weeks is like what, 1 month and 1 week. Premiums are freaking toast. Imagine that. This option market is great, but you know what? Damn painful, man, when it comes to time, you know? 'Cause if the stock goes sideways for 4 or 5 weeks, man, you just get over it. That time is gonna hit you hard. You're losing time. Okay, so some of you, I don't know, whoever follow Thinkorswim, I posted the script for that candlestick pattern, remember? So the weekly ones, we could the bullish candlestick week. There's only two. I saw this. Oh, only down to one now. Wow. This is running all 500 stocks. And bearish ones are down to 38. So change this, open this, change to week. And now we need to find out and see. See, this pattern right there is what you're seeing is either a bullish or a bearish pattern. Okay. It's looking for those bullish engulfing bar. Um, the other one was what, morning star and hammer. These are the three most powerful bullish candles. The okay reversals. And for the bearish one is the bearish engulfing, and then you have the evening star and the shooting star. Those are the three strong bearish reversal patterns. So in this case, like here we have Amgen here, we got some names here. So we got Eli Lilly here. So everywhere that you see a red box, we can just do an actual this, this. Now these are the weekly bars. Okay, and so keep that thing in mind. So what you're looking for is, so now this week bar has closed, right? So you mark the high and you mark the low of this bar for next week. So here comes a signal, which is a sell signal. Okay. Your target is 755.56 to break the low. So it's the same like this. So you add a sell signal here, you mark the high, you mark the low. So I don't know, 2, 3 days, what it took, where we got the bounce. Monday was up, Tuesday, but we don't know that. So then the low, that's your trade. Okay. Against this signal. The same thing in the bullish side. Mark this high, this low. Signal triggers here. The green, go long, higher bar. If you really want to make your trading really simple, you do it this way as well. You have a script that I pull it if you have Thinkorswim. If you don't, well, then you gotta have, I don't know what you guys use. You just, I mean, I can run a quick scan like this. I just did like less than 5 seconds. So it just filters all the stocks out of 500 down to only 438. And these are the bearish bet to make for next week. See right here? Look at this. So what you're looking for is when the signal triggers here on the bar, you want the next bar to be lower. It can be inside bar, which is okay. Okay, inside bar, which is a neutral bar, but you have to follow the following week. Here's a buy signal here on this green pattern, higher bar. Bullish buy signal, higher bar. These are very good signals. Okay. If you want to take a trade here and there, I can trade them as well. That's not a problem. Okay. So if you want to know like, well, where I should enter the trade, well, first of all, well, you don't know, you might have a lower open on Monday. That's another tricky part, right? So when you have that, what if the price rips right back up? Meaning that, so you want to make sure that if you're trying to sell, where do you sell and when you enter the trade? So what you do, remember the same rule I showed you. Take the high, take the low, draw the fibs. So why will actually do it both? Go like this. So what are you attacking now? You're attacking this low because you have a sell signal, all Qualcomm. Now, where do you enter a trade? Ideal spot would be this area. So where you have your 38.2 and 50% retracement. This will be if, well, I don't know how stock can just open here and can push down. That can happen as well. We don't know. So that's how, but the thing is, the target is this, okay? Because you're looking for a lower weekly bar because you have a sell signal. If the price opens Monday at 152.47-ish between here and there, any of these levels, you can scale a short position against this low for the week. That's it. That's the trade. Now, if the price opens lower, it will automatically is going to have a lower weekly bar. It's just going to stay lower weekly bar for the whole week. Anyway, so once it have a red bar, it's just gonna stay red for the whole week. There's not can be unless it turns like this, unless it flips against this one. You see, you got the high, you had the low, made a new low, and it made a new high. It's so engulf. So anything can happen. But the target is this, entries are this against this low. So it's a simple, sometimes, they always say simple trading is the best trading. Keep it simple. And I learned this thing as well. I can go so deep in technicals and stuff. What's the point? I mean, half the stuff is just gonna go over people's head. And then just like literally got me like talking to walls. He's not gonna understand. Because, if you haven't read or haven't seen something like this, then what is the point? I'll show you this. Okay. Have you ever seen something like this? Okay, yeah. Yeah. Have you seen something like this? These are all Mag 7 stocks. And I can script this thing. Now, basically what it is it shows you RSI statistics, show you moving averages. So your RSI is here on the scale, this. I mean, it just there's so much like stuff that you can change. Like, it depends on your style. Like, what are you looking for? You know, can adjust your RSIs and like want to do RSI if it's greater than 70. Stocks that are oversold, it pulls up on one side. It's just that's what I'm saying. It's like you can make it really technical and super heavy, but at the same time, you're gonna be like, I don't know if I really wanna, but just keep it simple. I like simple. So a great way to trade. So good trades. These are, I mean, if you have a bearish weekly close, like this, Eli Lilly right here, this is the bearish engulfing candle, okay, for the week. So what is the plan for Eli Lilly for next week? We do the same drill. We're going to take this high. We're going to take the fib all the way back here to the high of this. And we're going to look for these. So 3, and then all this. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to look for this zone to make a move like this, to take out this low based on the bearish engulfing candle. That's the trade. Now, how deep it goes? Well, I have the fibs. We always have S1 and S2 and S3. Those are the downside targets on the 15-minute chart, with the pivot and everything. Well, these are the bearish ones. Um, what else? Buy signal and mine. Do 1 bar. This. Ah, okay. 15 stocks. That triggered a buy signal yesterday. What about anything else? Focus is only on the current swing. This, this. So here comes a buy signal on a daily on this. So my stock doesn't really move much. Comes a low. Wow. Some of these signals are. The point is that what you're looking for is this. You mark the low to this high of the swing. Here comes a buy signal. The low must hold. Upside 214 and 216. This is 23.6, 38.2% fib, the fib. That's the upside against this low. That's the signal. That's the trade. If the price comes back down, take out the 210.33, means what? It's going to have a lower weekly bar and it's going to have a lower daily bar, and the signal is no longer valid. That's it. See, the thing is this, I just scanned 500 stocks, but it only filters these ones for a reason. Look at now. Now here's the funny thing about this one. Look at this pattern. I think it's a fake out to the downside. We were talking about channels and this and this. So here's another one here now. It's got a bit of an overthrow yesterday. So let's see if it pops on Monday above this 985.59 to have a higher bar. So we'll watch. That's your support here on the previous swing high. Oh, the one below is going to be 920. That's the swing low here for this. Upside resistance 994. That's your support, that's your resistance. Yeah, every day just the easy way, and I just always mark them like this on a chart. The swing is telling you where the swing turned down, where the swing turned up. Those are your support and resistance, and you just see if signal can comes handy. And there's another one triggered here. Snap on. You can see all the previous ones as well, you know. Not everyone is going to be a perfect, but hey, if you can get, I mean, some of them are at 12% upside. There's only two on this one. Only 2 days. You got 2 bars, and then boom, back down. Wow. I like this kind of a doesn't happen that often. Got multiple buy signal triggers hit on the bottom. A nice pop. Sell ones. See, choppy up, failed. Another one failed. Like it didn't really took out the eye of this. Failed. This one finally. Third one finally. Third attempt always gonna be. It's gonna clear everything. You know? Same thing you see. One, two. That's it. Here goes the third. This is pretty similar to this. Right? This and this. I don't even know what company is this. $62 stock. Oh, bad. Yeah, I just took this huge hit right there. Recovered quite a bit. This thing is looking a pretty nasty looking wedge. It can pop really hard. I don't even know what company is this. But this is some sort of like a looks like a ending diagonal. You know, they have a pretty sharp reversal to the upside. So we'll see. I don't know. Well, your target is this. If you 64.32, it has to break this. The count is, oh, it's in a six swing right now. Four here, five here, six here. Yeah. I have a crazy scanner. We did a buy and a sell, right? Yeah. Okay, here's a 3 bar swing. That's the change in trend on a daily time frame. These are the stocks, they got a change in their trend now. Open this. There's it. When a 3 bar swing takes out the previous swing high, it's the trend change confirmation. This one did. Price made a low. As soon as they're going to take out the previous swing high, very choppy move. Yeah, a big pop. Oh, Kroger. Pretty good day yesterday. They took out this low. Every time when the swing takes out the previous swing high, that's what gives you a trend change confirmation. This one's it. Same thing with the trend down. I have that as well. So how many change in Amazon is one of them right now. Looked it up this morning. No. So these are the ones. Throw this. Throw the downs. See. So Amazon now change in a trend is to the downside. So now the only way the Amazon will shift its trend back up is to go and price to rebound and takes out the 217.96. So until then, it's going to stay down. So what's the story on Amazon? Okay, let's take a look. That's one way to draw this. Second is, don't care about anything else. Let's see where we can find support here. Amazon. Let's do the extension. Run this swing low high to this low to this high. Give it here. So we have this support zone. Then from here we have 206 and 203. Then we take our fibs, run from this swing high to this swing low. So we clean up everything. That's that. Now we're gonna build a zone. Get rid of this one. Where do we build our zone? Okay, the change in trend is down. Fine. Okay, keep it up. And then we build this. We build this. So now we have two to the downside. And we need to find and see where the price can find downside support. See the direction of the swing is down. Of course, change in trend always going to have a downswing. You're never going to have an upswing. So, yeah, as soon as you're going to take, see, the rule of thumb is a 3-bar swing is that you need 3 lower bars, right? One after another after another. If you get an inside bar in between is okay because that does count, but you just have to look for 3 bars. Like in this case, it was only 2 bars, but then why the swing got changed? Because we still need the third one, right? We don't have a third one. The reason why, because it took out the previous swing low. So if you have 5 bars to the upside, now let's say you have 5 bars to the upside. If you had a stock that could just took a massive hit and just flush it out all the way down to back to the low of the 5 bars, swing is going to turn down. Because what happens is that one single bar took out 5 previous days of lows in a one single bar. It is either the low of the swing or you get a 3 lower bars for direction to shift lower. In this case, right, there's only 2 bars as you can see here because this was the low, right? So we have outside bar, lower bar, outside bar. So you have 3 bars here. Then on this one, then went against, we have higher bar, and then we have an outside bar. So that means it has a new high as well. It has a low as well, but it has a high. So that counts. It becomes 3. So now from here, you got an outside bar, close, and then yesterday you had another sell-off here. That took out this low. That's where you actually have 3 to the upside. That's how the swing turn directions. You know, that's the low. 1, 2, 3. Boom, the line's going to appear on the top. Looking for 3 bars. Three bars to make 3 highs. Okay, so the only highs the bars can make is either it's going to be green, green, or blue, or another green. Like this, 1, 2, 3, see? Then the trend continues. So there comes a pullback, but it's not going to get recorded. It's only one day. So then you have a higher bar, inside, higher, 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 inside, and then here comes the outside bar. See, this is the bar that you always have to pay attention to, because these are the bars, according to Gann, what he says that these are the like that his thing is this, that the trend continues on a higher bar and you will get the inside bars in between. Your trend reversal is recorded by the outside bar, which we call what? A bearish engulfing candle. Or we bottom ones that consider as a bullish engulfing candle. Either or. It's not necessary. But his thing is saying like, okay, you have to wait and see. He's not saying that you just got to jump on them, because they're very tricky bars because you don't know that. But a lot of time, these bars, they form the tops. Market has many crashes over the years based on a trend that continues all the way to the upside, end up reversing right back on the outside bar. So they're very tricky when it um, comes to this one. You see, like this one right here. Now, so you have high here, you got a full swing down, swing turn up, right? Then you have lower, lower, lower. There comes your 3 bars, swing turn down. That's the clean 3 down. So swing was up, now I turn back down after 1, 2, and 3. So what you basically looking is you looking for this part, this. So that's your high, that's the low. Swing trading is really interesting and a lot easier way to trade, you know? And then if the low gets taken out and then you project the downside, here comes Google. Google took a hit yesterday. And let's see where Google, well, we had the wave count, as you know. So just to keep it things simple, I mean, do the same thing here. Now we know we have an overthrow. Fine. What we can do is we can draw our support here. This swing here, that lines up exactly the same way. So now this swing high right there, when the price rebound came back up, you see it managed to break to the upside. And then it came back here, retested it. This is where my entry is at 165. This is what I've been on a roller coaster ever since. It's okay. So it rallied, gave everything back, gain everything up, give everything back. So it just right back to this 165. So we'll kind of watch and see if how is this thing can if it can hold. The trend definitely is down now. What it needs to go back up for Google 177.36. So we need to break 177. The price needs to be no the price needs to break 177.36. Okay, for this swing to turn back up. Until then, now we have outside bar, lower bar, lower bar. It's a wave too. We just spend time here on the wave count. this. Wanna watch and see how it goes, how long it takes. So for the price to break to the upside, when you break this, 177.36. So we're gonna keep an eye on it. Oh, I don't have the charge saved because it copies over. Okay, yeah, let's took out this honey. Same thing it did here. See, comes a trend change. Yeah, every time because what you're looking for is what is the bullish trend? Higher highs, higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows. You just same thing like the wave count goes. Say high, higher low, higher high, because you higher low. Now this one can come back down like this, which is fine, but not in the Elliott world. You know? See, a fourth swing can be like this, but it has to stay above this low. And then from here, see, Elliott stops you here. He puts a hard line in a rule here that the price here cannot enter a price of wave one high, right? Gann says like, well, he doesn't have that. So that's why Elliott and Gann, they're very similar, but not according to the rules. His rule says that this fourth swing must stay above the prior swing low, which is the fourth. So he's simply looking for a higher high and higher low swings. And then he doesn't have any limit on swing can go. It can go up to 10, 11, 12. Whatever, swing count is. Now I show you the really high count on this is the Apple right now, which is on the 11th. The 1 hour, now the 12th. Now you can count the numbers here. Look how the numbers are going. It's crazy how this stock is trading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, failed swing. 6, couldn't break out the high of this. 7, failed. 8, couldn't break the high of this swing. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The number will go on and on until it takes out the one of the swing high. This. See, it's not none of these swing highs that you see. See this one, how close it was by 24 cents. Backed off. Prices needs to take out one of the swing. It says right there, what is odd numbered swings are in the direction of the main trend, right? Oops. Okay. These are odd numbers. These are the even numbers. So what is Elliott trend is? One, three, five. Odd numbers. That makes the trend. The counter trend move with the even number moves against the odd numbers. So it's all numbering game, you know. Trading is all about numbering game as well. Your profits, everything is percentage, dollar signs, adding, decreasing, it's all math. So it's just the trend, like to throw numbers, is just the same sequence. 1, 3, and 5 makes the trend. These two suckers here, they move against the trend. So there's a lot of similarities between Elliott and Gann. That's when you can learn all this, but you just have to learn Elliott the right way to fully understand the swing trading. If you understand Elliott and you have to start doing a lot of practice, start doing a lot of screen time, and starting to study the book a few times, it's to see like, okay, I fully understand all of the rules and guidelines are, and then you start to practice. And then after that, when you start looking at these swings, it's just gonna be. I've done Elliott for so many years. When I got myself into this GAN swing trading, to when I got Optima, because you cannot do this thing anywhere else. And I looked at this like, really? This is like a piece of cake for me because I've done so many years of Elliott from currency market to stocks, you know. And I started looking at these, I was like, so this is, I can do this thing with my closed eyes. It's like nothing. This is the same sequence that I just explained, but the only thing that this one doesn't have any limit on it. There's no wave count going into a 10 or 11 or 12. His thing is you have 5 down, you have 3 up. So he calls it as a 1, 2, and then he's keep looking for a repeating pattern because Elliott is just fractal, very fractal Elliott wave is. 5 waves up, 1, 3 down, 5 to make 3, 3 down, 5. Then he puts one higher degree. Then he looks for 3 wave correction. Then he's looking for 5 up, 3 down, 5 up. You see the sequence continues. So then the smaller degree trend becomes the higher degree trend over the more and more the price data comes along. That's all it is Elliott is. 5 up, 3 down, 5 up, 3 down. It's just a sequence. He simply cleared everything here. It's just, well, labeling part is not easy. Well, that's where you're gonna come and sit and use your brain to how to label a chart. But then you just like go to the degrees. Same thing. He says like, okay, 5 minute makes one higher degree of minor. 5 minor waves makes one higher degree of intermediate. Then 5 intermediate makes one primary. So then 5 primary makes one cycle, then super cycle, and that's what it is. All the degrees are right there. Nobody uses this. This is crazy. You just work from minute to minor to intermediate to a primary. Nobody should be doing this. This is very confusing and it will require a lot of practice. Just stick with minor, intermediate. These 2 degrees are much easier. Something like this. The degree is this minor. You have a low, you figure out the 5 waves to the upside. You simply draw your fibs. I'm looking for a retracement down in 2. That's it. So that's exactly where the that's the retracement that you're looking for. What did that happen here? That's the low. So in simple world, for whatever is an A, is it a B, is it a C, D, whatever is this. Okay, that's your fibs. Yesterday low was 38.2 to the penny. 165.60 is a 38.2% retracement of this entire move from 140 to 181, which is 28.87% move to the upside on the percentage range. Now the question is like, okay, where is my upside resistance? Prior swing low, 23.6 that it broke. So what do? You draw your zone like this. This is your upside zone. Now you have your resistance. This is your support. That's it. Now what can happen and what will happen, I don't know about what will happen, what can happen next. Okay, so price managed to break 165, which is 38.2. Okay, where it can go. 50% retracement at 160. So you're just gonna have to fight this high to this low, and then you have your retracement and your buy and the price that you can buy. Now, how the second wave is gonna go, you don't know that. Neither do I. I'm sitting here making a case of this is it. 3 bounce, back to this resistance that we know, failed, push. Eh, Now you're fighting this correction. Then at the same time, you can make so many different type of corrections that's gonna come your way. And you're like thinking like, what the hell should I do? Should I buy it? Should I hold? Should I just play the bounce, get out? It's like, okay, screw that. Direction is down. RRG, we looked at them. So you just have to look at this way like, okay, do I keep my things like this? Simple. I know exactly what the fib. Well, this fib at this price is not going to look different. It's the same chart, same price, but it's just you looking at it two different ways. This is more detailed, right? You have a beautiful diagonal going up, and now you got those fancy looking cute fibs are coming down in different ways. You got a little time running for you as well. So these are the things that comes all the fancy stuff in the Elliott world. This is an old school style. Take the high, take the low, draw your fibs. That's it. I just go for a price. I'm looking for some of these ones that you could actually, okay, fine. This is a pretty strong fib, which is 38.2. Now, if the price can come back down here, it can stop somewhere around here. Now, any area that comes in between, okay, between these 38.2, 50%, there's a lot of times you can pick up pretty good entries here as well. How do you do that? Then you just have to take these internal swings to find those. You see, comes right in the middle between these two. This is a 200% fib of this swing. You ain't breaking that that easily. That's a lot of support here for this. I mean, I don't know what kind of a hit that Google is going to take or whatever. It can rebound for sure. I mean, anything can happen. But just showing you two different comparisons. Do you prefer this, or do you want to sit and guess and tell me 10,000 times a day, Mo, can you make me a wave count? That's why I think I'm gonna just strict the Elliott wave only to Sunday mornings. Sorry, Saturday mornings. I wake up early anyways, so I just update everything once, just leave it for the week. Because the thing is, I understand that some of you like here, I can count the same diagonal here. Where's who's writing here? Got hacked? Oh, there you go. Good. And Zoom here, this is Zoom security. See? You just draw lines like this. It's the same way. You gotta put your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Who's this guy? Yappy. His name popped up over here. I don't even know his. Okay, removed him. Put in a waiting room. Okay. Anything else? Nothing really. Why you left these lines like this, man? Okay. See, now it's not gonna go away.
Mo,
Yeah.
could we have a look at XHB, the home builder sector, please?
X.
XHB, home
Oh.
builders. It's
Oh.
been, down a little bit of consolidation for some time. A few of the interesting home builder stocks, building products moved on Friday.
So let's see.
After that, there's two stocks. I'll type them in the chat to look at after that. They both had outside moves on Friday.
So let's see.
Our good friend Trump wants those interest rates down. He wants to help
Oh
out
yeah.
his home builder
Dude,
friends.
that dude is grilling them. Powell, man. That's bad. It's just really, really bad. Like the world is watching as a president of the United States talking to the, you know, independent Fed like this on the it's just horrible. Name calling is it just
Yeah, he definitely could go about it better, but
yeah, he's
I think
nasty.
yeah,
You
definitely.
don't
But
I
I
mean
think the overall message is I don't think he's wrong, in
he
terms
has a
of
definitely has a
has
point.
a point,
Look at
yes. But
Europe.
he doesn't have elegance or softness about it.
No. He just like the Powell has well, is more educated than him. And I don't personally hate the guy because he's the one who took the market several times back to new highs. And since the COVID, he has done well in his term. But I know the pause that looking at Europe, 9 rate cuts, and you haven't did a single rate cut. I understand that it's not up to him to decide. He has 12 voting members in the Fed who has to vote. Oh, that's the Archie. So then it's just like he has to definitely give bit of a I don't know, like I don't know. It's If Fed knows something that we don't, and the so then it was just like it just has to cut a little bit of a break. You have interest rates are sitting at 37% on a 30-year mortgage. I mean, who can go and buy a house? If you have a family, like other bills to pay, car payments and food and eat, and it's hard. And you want to put people in a 7% interest rate in a single family house? So the real estate is just dying because of these high rates, because who wants to buy homes? And you just cannot lose things up a little bit. Give people a little bit of a break, Just no, keep the rates high as possible. I don't know. I mean, I'm just really, I just have a big kind of, it's just my opinion. I mean, I can be wrong. It's just like you have an all-time high rates, and you have an S&P which is trading at 21 multiple. So if the market can run on record all-time high rates, what do you think is going to happen when we're actually going to cut rates? You know, because most people think that we're going to cut rate is going to boost growth. Yes, I mean, yeah, of course. Borrowing cost is going to come down. Most these companies are going to start borrow. The one who's going to be start borrowing money is going to be start borrowing at a much lower rate. So, so cutting rates is like there's something that Fed knows. I just have a definitely had a doubt. I have conversations with few other guys as well. It's like I don't know if they know something that we don't. Why you are so behind? You have an ECB, you have Bank of Canada, you have all these other banks, central banks in the world. You have, you know, G7, G7 countries. They have every single one of those countries have cut rates. Why you're not cutting rates? And they're saying like there's going to be only a one rate cut this year. And he's screaming about two-point cut in one shot. I mean, I don't know. It's a very confusing picture because he had an okay, Biden left on all-time high rates, right? Because the rates are still there where it was. And we got a market sell-off this year, right? Over 20%. And we made a full rebound back up, almost near to the flat line. And the rates are still there. I mean, we looked at a consumer data came out, and it was negative. It was bad. Doesn't look like people are buying. See, there is weakness in the economy, but there's small pockets of weakness. It's not a broad weakness that you could really say like, the bigger businesses, they're doing fine. The only smaller ones are the ones that take the hit. They're the ones that are getting punished, you know? So it's just um it's very I don't know if the data is lying or they just only wanted to um they only wanted to tell you what we all wanted to see. I don't know. It's so hard to put few things together. It's just like um Okay, on this home builder, I'm gonna mark this high.
It doesn't look so good. The
Rotation
or
kind of lose it because this is not
yeah,
a very high alpha. Like
yeah, yeah.
you can all what you can do is
It,
this.
it might be more interesting to look at the two stocks I put in the chat there.
Okay. Here's here what you can do. Watch this 78.6, which is right there at the 93.35-ish. Okay. Against this low of this swing low. That's the swing high right there. This is where the price just got a bit of a pop yesterday from 7.8. It's not gonna, you don't break 7.8.6 that easily. Price, this is a lot of institutional stops, buyers comes in here in this area. Okay, a lot of stops gonna get triggered and a lot of buyers gonna come here at 78.6. It's a very important fib. So if this one is, God, why this optimize just cannot even point this thing straight. Here you have this 99 upside against 95, 91.71 to the downside with 78.6. Well, I don't know the direction of the swing. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's nothing attractive here. Yeah, it's just gonna be so damn hard to fight the upside in a downswing, you know? Um,
Will you just have a quick look at BLD? It looks a lot better.
Pulling back.
It's been sideways since
Oh yeah,
March,
it's been very
and
choppy.
it's had a good move on Friday. Volume's been a little more positive. Looks a little more interesting.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, well, that's the key breakout for this stock. You see, you got a fifth, you have a seventh swing, which has a fail status on it, which is mean F. It has these swings has a very high probability that it's gonna they're gonna go. So the only way this number eight will become one is to take out the previous swing high right there, which is 323. So this is the line on the sand to the breakout. That's the breakout level. Swing is up, which is a good sign. Very choppy move. I mean, I mean, I can eat, like, if I take this low right there, which is the low, it's a really simple count. You can, yeah, you can just do, let's do an ABC. We can turn them into a one, two, three, the same thing. So it's going to be a same. So you just take this, decompose as a diagonal. Where is that going? I need, it's not fun to move the mouse around today, that's for sure. Here you can, a very deep five. So you got 5, 3. And now we're looking for this. So you have 5, 3, and now you're looking for another zigzag move. thing is gonna go here like this. So you just go for at least a 100% measured move to actually call a three. So yeah, 100% here, 127, along with this 100% from this measured move from this low to this high and projected from this low. These two lines up here, then you have 161 point sitting up on the top. So it looks good at 50%. Beautiful retracement. Nice pop. So yeah, you just simply look for a measured, you can just simply measure, look for a measured move. So you can just do the measured move is a 331. So you can do C versus A, C versus B. So you can do both. 331. Looks good. Let me see what the it's gonna look at that. That's strong. How the weekly looks. Okay, so this weakness here is coming back. It looks good. Looks good. Now it's trying to. It was here supposed to go this way, which it probably managed to rally this entire move. Choppy, well, very choppy move, but it made its way up instead of from here going back up. See, it just took this entire move down. So that's where the whole weakness is here. I can actually, you can do, you want to see exactly how the price moves? You can do it that way. Watch. The rotation now is going to move with the price. This is the weekly. Compare daily to daily. So now you can see the actual where the price was right there. That's where the price got topped out at 923. It doesn't really move much. You see, it took all the beating. Then it came back now because it's making a lower low. Now it's making its way up. There you go. This is what you need. That push. You see right there on any RRG, right there, heading northeast. That one day, if a stock is going to be far away from that from the center point, that's when it's gonna pop right there. That day, it's hard to catch, but if you have a routine close to that line and it's about to enter into an improving quadrant, meaning the quadrant will change, right? Now it's getting out of the lagging, now it's one in the improving quadrant, the blue one. That's when it gets that initial push, you know? It sometimes is very hard to chase a stock here because you missed out a quite a bit of run to the upside by that time, and then stock kind of the momentum is going to start to dry out a little bit and the stock is going to start going sideways. So it's kind of tricky because you're going to have to watch it every day just to kind of see like how is the rotation is shaping up. I've done a lot of trades from here, just tracking the rotation and then plug everything into a swing count and then see if the rotation can give us the momentum. So that's what we're looking for. So what's the other one is, were you into a home builder stance? This one, the swing is down. Yeah, this is
This one's not as good.
this is way down here. Mm.
I'm just looking at areas where, money might rotate into, especially, at some point rates are going to come down, even if it's temporary, right?
Home build the
These guys aren't home builders, but they're in the sector, right?
the look, I mean, you're this is what I do. I mean, I just went through the whole thing. Your best bet right now, okay, to make in the market, I would just went through and just scan all the 500 stocks. I think it's gonna freeze up now. The is to run I just did it before. Why is not my scanner is not even going through because I got that error message, I know. Gotta send them that report. I have to restart this thing. So come
No,
on.
do you want to look at one other one?
I
A
have to
different sector?
my Optima freezes. Hold on.
No problem. Maybe it's telling us it's time to get out of here.
No, I'm dealing with this some
Error. Yeah.
the file from the last 2 days, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I contact like, can you look into this thing? And this is like, yeah, can you run the debug file and then let us let me know. I did it. I'm gonna send him over. See if it shows. I have a lot of junk in there before over the years. I cleaned them up quite a bit. I don't have much added some stocks that just all got wow. These are your best bet. And this is what I'm gonna be hunting for, for trades from here, from these names. These 45 names. These are your um stocks right there. So take a screenshot of these stocks right here. So it has pretty much all the sectors. So as retail, you got Wind Resort, Simon Property Group, you got financials, PNC, Monster. So these are the stocks that I would be interested because especially the ones a little bit here. These ones and these ones is gonna I can do the best way to do this for a standard deviation. If you're looking for a two standard deviation move, we can do 1.5. So it hides away. Now these are the ones that has the potential for a bigger move, so we can do this, we can do draw it manually. So I'm just gonna highlight that one and leave you open with. Now these are the stocks here has the most alpha, meaning that whenever those stocks is gonna move, they're the ones gonna move. When they're gonna move, well, I don't know that. So you just gotta have to so I run these ones every week, Saturday morning and stuff. So then these are the stocks that I'm gonna be start watching the next week and see if I can find something here that aligns with a buy signal based on a swing, because most of the swings on this time at that stage right there is going to be down anyways, right? You're not going to have an upswing and a lag if you're sitting in a lagging quadrant. You're looking for that swing to turn around along with the rotation. So if you go to Tesla right there, right now, Tesla daily swing is down. It's not up, it's down. Because the rotation is sitting in lagging quadrant, cannot be up. So when it can turn around here, and how many times did the stock came back here? How many times it come close to this number? This one, two, three, down, four. It's trying many times, even yesterday. That yesterday high was just stop right there. Look, it's trying to clear this. And why is this 335 is so damn sticky number for this? I'll tell you why. Yeah, the midpoint. You think that Apple is not gonna go from here to here? Just wait and see. I know these numbers. I'll, I know what how I follow and how I see things. So is this why this Tesla right now is circling and struggling at this print? Even the fact that it is above the 200, which is fine, but it's right in the midpoint. It made the move lower. It made the mean reversion back up to the 335. So it just cannot open too much upside on Tesla. I mean, the wave count is kind of tricky as well. I'm trying to see if we can get one more push above this 335.50. Worst case is it takes a leg down. I mean, it's a tough one, man. Some bigger picture looks pretty damn promising with so much upside, this and this, but at the same time, it just cannot make that big of a bull case on this stock. To run this thing into a 1-2-1-2 swing. So you got 1-2-1-2, and then you're looking for a third of a third breakout for a company who has a 40% decline sales, the company that nobody's buying cars. It's just very hard to make that case. If they have improved earnings, high demand, yeah, but I'm way better off with this. Instead of putting a 4 here, leave the 4 here on the side and just count this thing as a diagonal. This is a perfect looking diagonal. 61.8 up, 61.8. Every dip comes near the 61.8. Just buy, keep going. It's gonna give you one more push as well. But to me, it looks like this is a B wave of this entire 71% move the stock has. So you can just measure this 95% move, 32% retracement. 71% move, 25% retracement. Any price near the 300 mark, you can get the pop right back up. I did a math on this one as well. If you buy a 50 point dip on Tesla over all this time, you had not lose a single trade. You have a guaranteed payout if you bought a 50-point dip. Meaning that you can start the position anywhere you want. You bought them at 322 minus the 50. Your next entry is 272. If you scale entry 50-50 and do not add anything in the middle, this is going to pay you. You just have to scale it down to 50-50. That's exactly what I'm going to do that half the year. If you figure out all these 50 points dips here on the way down, every 50 points, whatever you start the play, doesn't matter where you start the position. If you add exactly wherever you start the position and you added the position at 50 points lower, I mean, the price can go down a little bit more, which is fine. You end up making money on that trade. Every single time, every one of these dips has ended up paying you. Only people who getting killed in this trade on Tesla are the one who's fighting the short-term time frames. They're looking for these intraday pops. They're the one who's getting killed in this one because the IV is almost 68%. It's very high IV right now on Tesla. Implied volatility is high. You just scale it with 50 points. Whatever you start, let's say if you get lucky, the price comes down at 300. You let's say you buy one leap, go out as far as possible. Just buy one leap for 50 delta, add the money. Now you got this. Let the trade work. The price can come down 297, 295. Fine, leave the way it is. No problem. Who cares? And the price is gonna come and hit 575. No fibs, nothing. Just remember 250. You buy one more. Now this entry right there is gonna become 275. You break even between two long dated leaps. Sooner or later, the price rebounds back above 275. You end up cashing out those money. If you do this, if you have done if you have done it like this over this course, you have not lost a single trade. If you can just break this thing down to 50 points, but just don't add anything in between. It's not like you started at 50, now the price came down to 285 and you jump in thinking like, oh no, I just want to add one more because it's a pretty sum. No, that's just not the point. You wait for the 250 mark. All you doing is you just being greedy and you just rushing and you say like, oh no, I just want to throw more risk on the board. Because this is making you a 15-point difference. 15 points is hardly going to move your position lower. You may have to make it for 50. This. So you have 3. 1, 2, 3. Now this will become 275 mid at this price. And then this price will give you a mid of 225. So you have entry here, or your entry will become this. Your adjusted cost will adjust to this. So if you write from here from 275, okay, to 325, okay, it's quite a bit of money right there on the trade. Think about it for a second. So you can just write from 275. I'm just giving you an example. Nothing is going to be to the penny. 275 to the prior, the it's about 23% upside. 275 to 350. I mean, sorry, let me make this thing bigger. 22%, 335. So from 335 minus 275, that's 60 points. 60 points if you have two leaps of 100 apiece, sorry, of 50 apiece, that's $600. And those long dated leaps that you have for that far out, then they're not going to have any kind of negative theta anyways, because they're so further out on time. But you get the delta. You have 50 year long, 50 delta with no time decay. That's how you play a volatile sideways choppy stock. Spread them, break them down into a 50, depends on the ATR, depends on the price. Just split them into a 50 spread. Some of them you can do 25 spread. Just scale the entry in each 25 spread. One entry, wait for the one with the 20. You don't even need any fibs, nothing. Just you have your specific dollar price that you enter the trade, and now you say like, okay, I'm gonna get myself another one 25 points lower from my entry point. That will adjust your the the adjusted, it will adjust your cost. And then if the price rebounds, that's it. But it's a long play game, though. Meaning that not the long play game. I'm talking about it's about going out long on time, though, because you just don't want to fight the time. So if you're gonna go out that, so well, it means that you're gonna pay the price. The 50 delta 1 month later versus 1 year and a half later are gonna have two different prices, right? Because you're buying time, but you're buying the same delta. 30 delta will pay you exactly the same as what the year and a half 50 delta will pay you. It's a $50 per point. But the 31 is going to have more time decay compared to the one that you have over a year out on leap, because it's not as close to the time frame. Sorry, expiration. It has a very long time to go. You just have to wait it out and see if, the thing just rebound. Like stocks like these, especially ones that are volatile, are the ones that's going to make a quick rebound. There's always going to have some BS going on, especially with this stock. 50-point spread. That's just, I mean, I've done the whole math. I even put that thing with that chat GDP as well. So figure this thing out for me. So yeah, it works. There is one thing that I'm just gonna go. There is one thing that I've learned, that I've noticed, that if you buy and own any of these seven names for a 3-year hold, you have not lost us. You have not lost the money. It doesn't matter where you start the position on these stocks. Every single one of this stock in a 3-year window has pay you money and plus the dividend, spent like Apple and Microsoft and things like this. But the thing is this, that who wants people, it's easier to talk about, yeah, 3 years, I want to buy something long term, but people just don't have the stomach. That's the problem. They just panic, rush. They're like they said, I can't take the bleeding. That's what you have to, that's the thing that you have to train yourself. You have to train your mind. How you think, that's how you will act. Don't rush. Money will come. That's not a issue or a problem. Money will come. The only challenging part is to manage money. That's the most difficult part. And how much to keep, you know? Finding trades it takes time. And putting one on the board takes less than 5 seconds. And then looking at them, I'm like, oh, market choppy, my position is down, market choppy. And it just makes you depressed, You turn around like, oh, this guy made like 3 grand. Well, I'm sitting flat. You have like 10,000 different thoughts in your, just wait. Your turn will come as well. Like, what, that guy's printing money every single day? Who show losses anyways? Grass is always greener on the other side, right? Just come on. I've been playing this game a long time. I can tell you all the stories in trading. Don't get too overexcited over a one single trader who was doing so great. Like all the previous year, the guy probably dying and probably borrowing money just to or in order to trade. You don't know. Don't compare. It's you versus you. Never ever compare to nobody. Focus on yourself. You have a capital. You're gonna grow. I'll try to help you and teach you as much as I can. We'll make our way up. We're not sitting and losing our ass off. We'll be fine. Um, okay. I'll take a screenshot of this. Names. Post them in a chat room. Um, okay. Enjoy the rest of the day. I gotta go.
Thank you, Mo.
You're welcome, man. Go enjoy the day. I'll
Yeah, you too. Have a great weekend.
thank you too, but bye.